Erik, Linask here at Telex's CBX 2010 event, and talking now with Fred Cannone from Telehouse. Fred, good morning. Thanks for joining me.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
So maybe start off by telling me what's the latest coming out of Telehouse. What's exciting at Telehouse?
Well, actually, these days a lot of great things are happening at Telehouse. We're moving to more of a total solution provider. So traditionally, as most people recognize Telehouse as a data center colocation provider, certainly around the world with 39 data centers and growing in 9 countries on 5 continents. But more importantly, we're moving beyond that. Our value proposition going forward is about bringing more value outside the data center. So independent of whether clients sit with us, their network or data processing equipment sits with us, we're really bringing additional services beyond that. So whether it be our data center or somebody else's data center, we can provide a whole host of services, whether it be monitoring or remediation, whether it be hardware replacement, or something as simple as clearly disaster recovery planning, and then some, as well as actually connecting the data centers and providing circuits domestically as well as internationally.
When you talk about your ability to provide those additional services, was that driven by customer demand?
Absolutely. The customers, certainly market demand, especially in the small to medium-sized market, are demanding more services and have a need for additional services. As far as we're concerned, that market is probably underserved, quite frankly. Obviously, the larger customers always get the lion's share of attention from the biggest of players, and I don't think it's probably any secret to anybody that that typically happens.
Sure.
But certainly the small to medium-sized players require somebody or a company that has the kind of reach that we do, not just from a physical point of view, but in terms of bringing to bear the right amount of resources that they could use when they need it.
Is it a cost question or a question of expertise for them?
I think it's both. Ultimately, the proposition is value. What can I get for the money that I'm paying, and how can I migrate those services over time? Because clearly companies evolve, products, services evolve. So it's no longer a question of what do I need today, but how can I move that as my business grows.
So you mentioned having 39 data centers across the globe. Are those all connected for you?
Yes, through a variety of networks, particularly through our parent company, KDDI of Japan, operates a global network. So we, in fact, do link our data centers and can provide telecom, voice, data, internet services beyond simply our data centers. So again, part of the value proposition moving beyond the data center.
So that's really something different that you bring to your customers, is the ability to provide that global
yes,
connectivity.
Interesting enough, that's what really makes us unique in this space. I don't mind telling you, because it's not all data center providers that can have the breadth and depth scope of services that we could bring. There are a lot of players in the marketplace that can provide a variety of services, but we're probably one of few that can actually help people carve up different services that they need, depending on where they need it and when they need it.
What are some of the trends that you're seeing, particularly in the data center environment, in terms of the technology, emerging trends, some of the things that people are doing and that you're doing in your data centers to help increase efficiency, reduce costs, so on?
Well, it's a good question. And yeah, we're all confronted with that, certainly from the small to large enterprise in this space. But what Telehouse has particularly been doing is becoming much more aggressive on the energy efficiency side. And the best example of that, quite frankly, is our Telehouse, new Telehouse facility, Telehouse West in London, which actually shares part of its heat load with the surrounding community. And so that whole sort of green infrastructure is kind of a model, we believe, for future builds. But increasingly, the challenge is keeping up with power demands, and obviously power means heat loads. Certainly with the help of manufacturers, equipment manufacturers, but again with some pretty innovative cooling and heat dissipation technologies. Certainly Telehouse can provide or will be a leader in this area going forward.
And one last question for you, since we are here at Telex's CBX event. What are you looking for from this year's CBX?
Well, first of all, kudos to Telex. They've done a great job, and certainly with CBX, I've been here. I've been coming a number of years, and each one is better than the next. So my hat's off to Telex. And the CBX event clearly is a gathering place for people to do business, certainly to meet and expand the relationships that we have throughout the industry. So kudos to them, and thanks very much for having me.
My pleasure. We're talking here at CBX with Fred Cannone from Telehouse. Fred, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you.